villagers who are not cute.
Give her an inch, but we'll take miles.
Facing the music.
All that and more.
Let's hit play on this son of a bitch.
Where's that button at again?
Super Media Bros.
I guess you found it.
No, you found it.
Oh, I did. I sure did.
I was too busy facing the music, and you're like, push the button.
I was too busy playing the music.
That one?
Yeah, that one. Right over there. Now, shut it off.
There. You happy?
I'm very happy.
Good. Now shut the fuck up.
Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to talk. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. You told me to shut the fuck up, so I was like, well, maybe I should.
Not that part.
Oh, it's
no.
cool. It's cool. Welcome to episode 129 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I'm Midnight Agent Raw, god damn it.
And I'm Okame, motherfucker.
That's it. That's the show.
Good night, y'all.
All right, bye. Nah, we're kidding. We're not leaving just yet.
Hold on, don't go to another episode.
That's it. Don't fucking close out. We're not done by a long shot.
That was just a test. And you passed.
Thank you for passing. We love you very much for sticking around for those
For not passing us up. Yeah.
exactly for almost 2 minutes. So thanks.
Yeah.
We got movies, music, and games to talk about. Mostly games, a little bit of movie, and some music. Let's kick this fucker off with Bill and Ted Face the Music.
How many years has it been?
Since the first one?
Yeah.
30.
Yeah. And now the boys are back to face the music again.
Again. It's like, it reminds me of Tropic Thunder with the fake trailers with Ben Stiller's character. Here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
Again. I mean, this was nothing but nostalgia thrown in your face. I was looking forward to the trailer just because I wanted to see what the phone booth graphics were going to look like in 2020, and it did not disappoint.
No.
And I like that they didn't reveal too much. I assume we're going to get another trailer for it, but I like that we didn't get a bunch. We just got enough exposition to be like, okay, that's what this is about, which I think we all knew what it was about so far.
I think the funniest part about any of this is seeing Alex Winters and Keanu Reeves now versus what they were when they first started this. Like, Alex Winters did not age. He did not change at all. He's literally the same persona, like everything physically and all that. It's just, he stayed the same. And Keanu, yeah, he basically looks the same and everything like that, just a little bit older, but he has a little bit more of a change, a morph to him than Alex does.
I think so. Yeah, Alex Winter has pretty much just been the same person. Not that Keanu has been any different, but like you said, he's got more of the... Not saying Alex doesn't have the acting under his belt, but Keanu is more seasoned. It's nice to see Keanu saying, like, fuck it, let me go back to this role and not be so serious, because a lot of people think he's kind of like a wooden actor, but I think it just depends on what role he's playing, because I've seen him very animated. I mean, obviously, at the video game, like, whenever they released the first showing of Cyberpunk 2077, and he comes out on stage, and he was very animated, you know, the whole, you're breathtaking, that thing. Like, he can still cut up and be funny.
Well, he was Duke Kaboom in Toy Story 4, too.
That was so goddamn hilarious.
I think for me, over the years, like, his eyes got, like, squintier and squintier. If you ever noticed it. Because, like, in Bill and Ted, the first one, his eyes were a little bit more open. And then as the decades went by, it's just like, whoa.
I wonder if that's him just being like, done with you fuckers.
Yeah.
He's just done with everybody. The plot of the movie is that Bill and Ted have still not written the song that's supposed to save the world and the universe and everything else in between. And from what I read outside of the trailer, it's not just, oh, we've got, time to find this. No, they're on crunch. They've got 50 minutes to literally save the world. And that is immense pressure.
Yeah.
And on top of which, they are both struggling with divorces and being fathers of their daughters. They're middle-aged dads having a midlife crisis.
Yep. Along with the end of the universe.
Yeah. But I'll be honest. I think right now, this is what we need. We need a fucking Bill and Ted movie. Right now. just the themes of everything that they've talked about and done throughout both the other films, we need that shit in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just glad it's here finally, because they talked about it for so long, and I was like, they're never going to do it.
It's like we finally have the time now.
I mean, they could have just used the phone booth and had all the fucking time in the world, but no.
No. Y'all created this whole like concept and didn't even utilize it until now.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Bill and Ted Face the Music is supposed to be released this year sometime. I think they're holding back until people can enter theaters again, because I'll be honest, I think if this were released theatrically, it would have a pretty good box office intake. I think there's enough interest there, and there's enough dedicated fans that like this movie, so...
Well, I mean, not only that, I mean, Keanu Reeves has pretty much been rising in popularity for the longest time, so everybody's going to go watch him regardless of what he's in.
This is true.
So that's why the universe is ending, because he was John Wick this whole time.
He's got to shave it off and come back. I was never John. I was Ted the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
So before we get into the video game portion of this episode, we're going to do one of two music submissions this week. The first one... Actually, both of them come from Texas. But the first one comes all the way from Austin, Texas. VHS OST. They have an EP out called Halloween of 88, or it's a full album, Halloween of 88. It's on Bandcamp. You can find all this stuff in the show notes below, links to their social medias. And it's cool because on the album, a lot of the song titles have references to horror films. And hell, even the cover looks like Fright Night. But the song we're going to play for you today is Dream Master, which is obviously a Nightmare on Elm Street for the Dream Master.
Let's go back to the 80s.
The
Well, we're back from 1988.
Ooh, the whiplash.
My neck hurts.
Mm-hmm.
But my ears don't.
I was head bobbing the entire time. That's why mine
That's
hurts.
what I'm saying, dude. It's like,
I was like falling asleep to this music, not in like a bad way. I was just like, oh, it's so relaxing.
like literally dream mastering.
Yeah. I can just feel the claw just
right in your face. Check VHS OST out. They've got music out on Bandcamp. You can find them on YouTube. Again, we'll put links in the show notes below and all that good stuff.
all that fun shit.
Fuck yeah.
I was just imagining like Freddie just singing the entire time while.
Because you know Robert Englund would be all about that shit. Robert was such, in a good way, was such a whore for himself with that character, would do anything. Like, if you go back and look at like a lot of the shit he would do in the 80s, he did like a 900 number that he would have people call and he would like talk to them and shit. Not like that, but he would do that.
Fall asleep.
Right. I mean, he did a fucking hip hop video for the fourth Nightmare on Elm Street. There was supposed to be one with Will Smith, but that's a whole different fucking story there. Anyway, I was picturing Robert Englund. Every time he would say, "I'm your dream master," he would just do his bitch after it. Because, you know, welcome to prime time, bitch.
Shing.
Right. Let's move on to the Vidya games. Most specifically, the launch of the PlayStation 5.
I wasn't really interested in getting another console for any reason after I got the Switch, because it's getting to the point where money is becoming an issue for me. But now, after seeing all these titles that they're coming out with either this year or next, it's like, fuck me.
You've sucked me in again.
He was the one that told me about one of these, and I was like, I've been waiting for it for a long fucking time, because we both knew that the way that the other game ended, that's how it was going to happen. Like, it was going to bring this out. But I think we should talk about the other ones first before we bring in that one.
Sure. The other one.
The other one. One of them that I was actually really interested in for a while, and it got mentioned a while back, was Ghostwire Tokyo, which pretty much is like just Neo Tokyo. Well, not Neo Tokyo. It's more of like a current time Tokyo with a horror aspect to it in first person, which is pretty nifty.
I like the concept of it. I remembered last year at E3, they showed some footage of it. The story sounds interesting. I like the fucking visuals of it, though, too. It looks to be like it's all at nighttime.
It's like overtly stylistic, like mindfuck kind of visuals. Like they had like Slender Man looking characters with an umbrella here and there. They had this like blocky looking monitor head looking creature. There was like these wraiths flying around, headless little Japanese yanderes and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
They look scary as fuck. This game looks fun, though.
Like I said, I've been interested in this game, I think, for a little over a year now, and I hadn't heard much about it until now. Like, they actually started showing a little bit more on it, so definitely a top contender for me.
I am ready for Stray. 3 years ago, there was some video on Facebook making its rounds talking about how there's this game with a cat. Like, you play a fucking stray cat in the middle of a city, but there's a little more context that's kind of come to light with the trailer, where this cat is like a delivery cat, but he's in this world where, if I'm not mistaken, human life doesn't exist anymore, and it's all like cyborgs and robots and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the cat itself starts to uncover secrets about the city it lives in. It looks fun as fuck. Plus, who wouldn't want to play as a cat?
Imagine like Job Simulator, the characters there, but actual humanoids. That's pretty much what it is. Because you have all these robotic cyborgs with like monitor faces, and they emote like on the screen. So that's pretty much what their civilization looks like.
But you're a cat. I can't get my head around it.
But it's interesting because it gives like the sense of mystery. It gives the suspense and a little bit of a horror element to it, because you have like the back alleys of a city, dark corners, and like low lit areas and stuff like that. So you kind of get an idea of what is expected with this kind of like exploratory. Is it like a puzzle solving game, or is it like an open world game? I think it's gonna be like more of that side scrolling, like puzzle solving kind of looking. I had to guess.
Something about the style of the trailer and the style that they were showing, it might be a little more stealthy. Kind of how the Batman Arkham series was, where a lot of the game relied on you just kind of biding your time and peeking around corners and, you know, staying hidden because you're a fucking cat. You can get to other places most people can't get to. I'm hoping that it surprises me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want to just stay completely away from it until it comes out and I can play it. I kind of don't want to be spoiled by it. I kind of want to just experience it.
Well, that's how I was until you showed it to me.
Well, oops. If that's all that I am seeing of this game until it comes out, so be it. Fuck it. Because it looks fun.
Oh, yeah.
There's one that I showed you before we started, and that was Star Wars Squadrons, which is I guess is the next thing after Battlefront in the EA line.
It reminds me if you basically took Rogue Squadron, that lineage, and add the tactical command giving of the squadron, like group members, a little bit more polished to it, like not Rogue Squadron, Elite Commando or Clone Commando, whatever that game was. Like, I just thought of it earlier, but anyway, you're playing Rogue Squadron, flying around, dogfighting and stuff, but you actually have a team to navigate with and tell them where to go, what to fire at, and stuff like that, and how to stay in formation and stuff. So I think that's going to give it a little bit more oomph to the gameplay, because as much as the other games were fun with the dogfighting, there's only so much you can do with, that style of like flight simulator, basically. So now you have a little bit more strategy to it. It's not just slow down, aim, shoot until you get enough shots off and then fly away, go around, aim, shoot, Because that's basically all I did with like the old Rogue Squadron games. It's like, oh, you need to destroy these turrets. Okay, go fly around real slow, and then almost hit it. Nope, turn around.
Reminds me of fucking... I just thought about last week when we fucking watched Double Down, how you just... It's done.
Yeah.
Like, you're just on the phone, you call me up, like, we're playing. Hey, I just got the game. Really? How is it? It's done. That's it.
Thanks for a shitty experience, EA.
Oh, man. I don't know. I kind of have high hopes. Battlefront 2 wound up not being as shitty of experience as the first one. So maybe hopefully they will put stuff out with it at launch whenever it hits, because I don't want to buy a piece of the game.
Well, I mean, they did a really good job with Fallen Order. That game was phenomenal. I'm wanting more games like that, where it's like little side stories where you can explore areas of the universe that haven't been explored yet. Kind
of how it's in between the main, lore of the history of Star Wars, but you get like these corners in the galaxy that nobody knows about, and only that part of the galaxy knows about that shit.
Wonder if they have like a bounty hunter, not like the Mandalorian or Boba Fett or anything, but if they have a different take on the bounty hunters from that universe, and have them have like their own fleshed out story that actually intermingles with some of the other main stories. For example, I just thought of this, how they have like this lone sniper type bounty hunter, and his main thing is from afar. He's very like stealthy. He's very gadget and driven. Have that kind of gameplay where you're not in the thick of it like the Jedi are, and you're not close quarters combat, rifle fire like Battlefront and like how Boba Fett and all of them are. More of like that stealth gameplay, but you have to really think like, how do I get to this objective without being known, basically?
Yeah.
And have like more of those intermingling with stories with the original games or the original stories from the movies.
That would be fucking cool.
Because I'm pretty sure they're going to slap a story on Squadrons and expect it to stick somewhere, but we're not going to expect the story. We want to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like those games when I hope it's not like this, but you know how you used to go to like the old arcades? What was that one fucking... It was featured in Terminator 2. It's that one like jet fighter game that everybody that was born in the 80s fucking grew up on in the arcades. It was like Alpha Fighter or some shit like that. Is that what it was called?
Or Alpha Strike or something.
Alpha Strike, something like...
Yeah.
I know somebody out there listening is probably cringing like a motherfucker right now. It's not that, you stupid sons of bitches. And,
you call yourselves nerds.
Dude, fuck right off. We're both 34 and our brains are not what they used to be.
You know how much content we have to think about every day? We try and be accurate. It is not easy.
The alcohol and weed doesn't help.
No. Or
God
the food.
damn it. Or the food. Ow.
And the sleep.
And the sleep.
Because we're apparently lacking because he just ran into my door.
I ran into the door really hard. Listen. I hit it. I just knocked. Anyway, so Alpha Fighter. It's...
We just call it like every random name.
Let's call it Alpha Fighter, Alpha Strike, Alpha Fucker. Alpha Fucker.
Alpha Fucker.
We're going to call it Alpha Fucker.
Alpha 5.
Yeah. So if you've watched Terminator 2 when John Connor is in the game Alpha Fucker, Judgment Day, it's that fucking jet fighting game where the whole thing moves. But what I was getting at is you just get in and play. You don't really have context. You just get in, throw a quarter in, and play. Mm-hmm. Is that how this fucking Squadrons game is going to be? Is that how Star Wars Squadrons is going to be at first? You just get in and
it's EA, so my expectations are really low about that. So yeah, they've been kind of shitty for a while.
Star Wars Squad Fuckers, Alpha Fuckers comes out next year.
I just thought of that meme. It was somebody did the EA like logos like E. Like, because you know how they go EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah.
They just did that, but with E. E.
Where's the game?
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
EA Games. Where's the game? That's their new logo. Their new slogan.
It's over here, Alpha Fucker. All right. So, Kena, Bridge of Spirits.
Kena. Yeah.
That game looks amazing as fuck.
Because they basically stated in this one video we watched, it was like, if you watch this trailer and thought of, this is like Zelda, well, you're not far off. And it's basically the same people, Ember Labs, who created the Terrible Fates video for Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Which was such a fucking huge cock tease of what Majora's Mask can be.
Dude, would you like to see... this is a stupid fucking question for you.
Then why even ask?
Because there are people that may want to be asked this question.
Well, then you ask them.
Okay, them, you alpha fuckers out there. Would you like to see a Majora's Mask remaster in this fucking style? How it looks hyper realistic? Because I fucking would. Cody fucking would.
I'm like doing that scene from the... what's that movie? I can't think of the fucking movie. I'm a moron.
No, it's cool.
Here's Johnny. The Shining.
There
we go.
Yeah.
Where he's like nodding like, yeah.
Wait. Yeah, you're talking about anger management.
Oh, it's anger management?
Yeah, Jack Nicholson where he's
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. You see, I'm a big moron. You have to excuse me. I don't know half the shit I'm talking about.
Remember earlier? It's the alcohol, the food, the weed, the door behind me.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So if you people out there are like, he's getting all this facts wrong, I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm an idiot. So what? Move on.
Maybe that one YouTube commenter was right.
We do suck.
Yeah. Wow. You guys are bad at podcasting. We never said we were good at it, dude.
We're just trying.
We're trying really hard here.
Like, we have so much to talk about and no one to talk to except for each other.
That's right. And the other two people that listen to this show.
So we're like, hey, either listen to us or fuck off.
Fuck off, eh? Do a heckin' fuck off to the left, to the
An
left.
alpha fuck off.
An alpha fucker, fuck off. Want to alpha fight about it?
But anyway, yeah, anger management reaction, that's my face to this game. Yes, give me, because it looks pretty. It looks awesome.
It looks pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome looking. Yeah. I mean, it's stylized the exact same way as Breath of the Wild, but it's a little bit more polished when it comes to details.
Maybe this was what PlayStation has been wanting, because let's be honest, Breath of the Wild is probably one of the greatest video games that has come along in the last 10, 20 years. Sony wants their own Breath of the Wild. This is absolutely gorgeous looking, and I fucking can't wait to see the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to a village.
Resident Evil Village.
Yeah.
Imagine, if you will, Resident Evil 4 mapped out on Resident Evil 7's gameplay. Like, you have the first-person perspective with the intricacy environment of 4's Madra village, the Spanish people, basically. It's so fucking gorgeous. Because it's scary as shit looking. It's got these creatures that are just terrifying to look at. Like they have a werewolf apparently, and this guy with an axe that's like gonna beat the shit out of you, which is pretty much quintessential Resident Evil 4 and 5, where there's this one fucker that just comes at you no matter where the fuck you're at and wants to murder your face, and you're just like, oh fuck me.
You're talking about the guy that chased you through the house and he just kind of yeets you into the wall and everything.
No, the chainsaw fucker.
The Texas Chainsaw fucker. The
Yeah.
alpha fucker.
Yeah. The guy with the burlap sack on his head, and he goes, and he's like throwing his fucking chainsaw. It's basically that axe dude.
Yeah, Pleatherface.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I said, it's basically if you took Resident Evil 7 and put Resident Evil 4's like skin and everything awesome about it onto the game.
So technically it's just an awesome game so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much everything we talked about, awesome.
Yeah.
So.
I like the way that they have been, especially like since Resident Evil 7, they did the same thing with that one, how they snuck the Roman numeral of 8 into the title of the game.
But they did it differently. Like Resident Evil 7, they put the name of the game and the actual number inside of each other. Now it's like Resident Evil, and it said Village, and had VIII, and Village. I was like, I see what you're doing there.
What if it was a game that was based on the Village people, but it's just called The Village Evil? Run, man!
There's no need to feel down.
I said, run, man! You should fear for your life. I said, run, man!
To the YMCA.
It's fun to slay at the YMCA. Ow! Fuck.
Makes you wonder if they're gonna do Resident Evil 9. Like, what would they use as their like theme? Like, you have IX.
Oh, that's a damn good one. Resident Evil IX.
Mm-hmm. It's like, comment in Twitter. What do you think the next Resident Evil 9 is gonna have as far as like the interesting introduction to the number? Like how Village had 8. What do you think is going to be the 9th installment?
Tweet at us at SuperMediaBros_ on Twitter. Let us know what you think.
And don't say dicks. Resident Evil dicks. Because as horrifying as that sounds, just to say, it's even scary to see a bunch of zombie dicks running around. Sucks.
Sucks dicks.
That's the name of it. Resident Evil sucks.
Resident Evil sucks.
IX. No, it don't suck.
No.
That whole series is great.
Right.
Well, it's basically after Ethan's fiasco in Louisiana in 7.
Louisiana.
Yeah. In, what was it? Dovey? Yeah, Dovey, Louisiana.
Dovey, Louisiana.
Yeah, now he's basically back in Spain. It looks like it's where Leon was from 4. So. But yeah, moving on.
Yeah. Let's move on to Horizon Forbidden West, sir.
Have you ever heard a man nut so hard as me? No.
No, you didn't. Out there, you didn't. I had to.
Y'all, I've been waiting for this game since I played this first one. Like, oh my God. I can't praise this game enough. I devoted so much time just killing the wildlife because it's so fucking fun to do that, especially when you have to come across like some of the larger creatures like the thunder jaws, and you had to like literally by scale shit your pants because these things are fucking huge. I spent so much time just gathering resources and fighting any creature I can find that was worth a challenge. And the Frozen Wilds, I think it was, the DLC that came with it was so fun too. It was so it was difficult for me as well. But I'm really, really, really excited for this one because they're basing it off of California coast, the same time era as the first one. Basically, all humanity's gone except for these newly populated versions of old humanity. Everything is being ransacked by monstrous machines that are like animal-like. They introduced, I think, 2 new ones that I saw. There was a mammoth and a turtle, like this big, gigantic, like tortoise, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a new area of exploration which is underwater. Now, in the first game, you can swim and like here and there, but it wasn't like full on like submersible like exploration. Now you actually have to get this apparatus to go explore these ruins underneath the water, which is really neat. But the game looks phenomenal like the first one did. I'm beyond excited for this fucking game.
Oh, I knew you would be. Because I remember whenever I was sending I don't remember if I sent it to you, the trailer, or if you were watching the same video that I was watching.
I sent you one video I was watching the other day. I was like, dude, all these games are not helping my wallet right now.
No, I know. I'm trying to remember the one I sent to you, though, because I know I sent you a trailer or something. I sent you the fucking next thing we're about to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I sent the trailer for Spider-Man Miles Morales to Cody, and he proceeded to lose his ever-loving fucking mind.
It's about fucking time we get our boy Miles.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for like a hot minute.
I've been waiting for years, but especially since Into the Spider-Verse, we've been waiting on a video game with the basis of Miles Morales being Spider-Man. Now, when I first saw this, I'm sure a lot of people thought this at first. They thought, hey, holy shit, it's a whole-ass game just like Spider-Man PS4. Yes and no. It is a standalone expansion to the Spider-Man PS4 game. I'm still excited as fuck about it because we'll get our Miles Morales story as Spider-Man, but that also in turn means that we'll get an actual like follow-up to the Spider-Man PS4 game, which, spoilers for those of you who have not played it.
If you haven't played this game, go do it. Like, stop the podcast right now and go play it and then come back.
Yeah.
Because, goddamn, you're missing out.
All right. So, for those of you just joining us after stopping the podcast and going to play it, it's been about 6 months.
Yeah.
Because you know you've put the fucker down and picked it back up a few times. Because we all have. You've known by now that Aunt May dies from the collective virus that has swept the city because
Devil's breath.
Yep, the Devil's breath. Spider-Man had to make a choice: save Aunt May or save the city, which he, chose the city because Aunt May wanted to see her nephew one last time, which made me cry so hard.
That scene is just so impactful every time I watch it.
The character acting in that game was far superior to a lot of things I've ever played in my life.
I mean, hearing Yuri just grieve like in anger, just he had to make that choice as Peter Parker, and I was like, God, dude, like I feel bad just like for this.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, how can you choose that?
Yeah, spoiler, you can't. You got to go with it.
Yeah.
And basically in the game, Miles Morales' character is introduced. He's bitten by a spider. At the end of the game, after the credits, he reveals to Peter that he has the same abilities, obviously minor tweaks because Miles has different things than Peter Parker, but still. And now we're going to get to see everything that happens after the fact. Is Peter Parker a mentor to Miles in this game?
I mean, there's different possibilities we can have. Maybe it's a break into the universe, the multiverse, not so much like going into it on this expansion, because I think what the expansion is going to do is give us the taste of Miles and the small little extra story after the fact of what happened when Peter, basically took on Doc Ock. Another spoiler, if you haven't played it yet, Harry isn't gone. He was never gone from New York.
No, his dad has had him in this huge fucking life support water tank with the fucking symbiote.
So that's another turn. Are we going to get Harry Osborn as the Venom or the symbiote?
There's no question that which that alone should be a very interesting take, because we don't know if this symbiote is fresh from space. We don't know if this symbiote has been on Eddie Brock yet. We don't know shit.
Mm-hmm.
So if it has been on Eddie Brock and Norman Osborn does or doesn't know and puts it in the fucking tank with Harry, Harry's going to be very conflicted in that fucking suit, because that is Peter Parker, that's his best friend, and what the fuck's going to happen then? Does he lash out at his father for basically keep turning him into a science experiment? And now we're kind of just looking ahead at what the sequel to the Spider-Man game would be.
Makes me wonder if they continue with Peter Parker's death, is it because of Harry?
You mean if they, in the sequel game, like the true sequel game with him dying, Miles Morales takes up the mantle full blown?
Yeah.
That would be interesting. I don't know if they'll go that route, but that would be fucking interesting, and I'm here for it, honestly. Because if that's going to be like the main bad guy, I want to know who the fuck else is going to be
Yeah, like who the other little villains are going to throw in there just to kind of pepper it a little bit.
I wonder who would be in the Miles Morales game.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like some of the same gameplay. It looks like they didn't stray too far from the gameplay of the PS4 Spider-Man with Miles Morales. It looks to be kind of the same combat techniques and the same over-the-shoulder, kind of how Batman Arkham was, bringing that back again, but like that over-the-shoulder third-person perspective.
It's just minus the fact that Miles had a few different powers than Peter, like the electric hands and the invisibility and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I definitely dug how they alluded to that in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It just fucking explodes the fuck up.
Yeah.
But I think out of all these games, I know you're looking forward to Horizon Forbidden West a lot, but dude, I can't even deny it. Like Miles Morales is the one that I am looking forward to the absolute most out of this entire set of games we just talked about.
Yeah, it's a really close second for me for that one. Because, I mean, I loved that first game so much.
Yeah, that is honestly in my top 5. Easily top 5. Easily top 3, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to get to our second artist submission here shortly. But we're going to wrap things up here before we toss it over to them. If you like what you hear, go subscribe on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever the fuck you listen to podcasts. Because we're everywhere, fucker.
Go punch that bell. And let it just reverb in the back of your conscience.
Yep. Buy a shirt. Still haven't sold the one we talked about last week.
We only have one.
It's there. It's up for grabs, fuckers.
Yeah. I have it in my hand right here. Yeah. Who wants this one shirt that we made?
First come, first serve.
Hey, if you want to combat depression, put that shirt on.
Imagine.
You're on your first date, right? This person still just very unsure of wanting to go any further. And you unzip your jacket to show like, oh, I'm hot in here. And she turns around, or he, depending on who you're into, and sees that Super Media Brothers shirt and is like, take me. Because normally if you wear any other clothing, they'd be like, well, I'll see you next time. Call me never. But if you wear one of our shirts or any of our merch, it's like instant panty or brief dropper.
It's a debriefing.
Or just, hey, if they're not wearing underwear, they just drop whatever they're wearing.
Yeah.
How about that?
Or if you don't wear anything at all, you can just look at the t-shirt. You don't even have to just look at it. Be like, I own this for no reason.
And it's like, now you own me. Take me. But yeah, that is the effect of the Super Media Brothers merch. If that's not incentive enough, I will come up with some more incentives for you.
Yeah, next week we'll have another incentive to buy a t-shirt.
Yes.
We'll figure it out. Maybe go to Patreon. Maybe donate to us. Maybe get some shit and get some fucking extra content. Get some more episodes if you'd like that kind of shit.
Let us tickle your ears with joy, because this is not interesting. That shit's interesting.
That shit is interesting.
No, it's all interesting.
Right. Let's get to the second song submission.
Let's do that.
Yeah, because we're going to close this week's episode with it. So this is the second band from Texas that we mentioned earlier, from Houston. Not too far from us, actually. The band is called As the City Sleeps. They kick a lot of ass. It's a big throwback to that like 2000 to 2006 era of pop punk, which I still fucking enjoy to this day. It's like Newfound Glory, Bowling for Soup, like all that shit. I ate that up like fucking candy back then.
Mm-hmm. I remember like Yellow Card and all them.
That's exactly the vibe that I get from this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
That was like one of my favorite bands back then.
They're so good.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like this band, As the City Sleeps, the song is called Where You Belong, and it's on their upcoming EP, Not Bad for Being Under the Weather, which that's going to come out July 11th, and they're actually throwing a release show at the Shades Club in Bay City, Texas. It's $10 at the door. Go check them out. And if you're unsure of, where do I go to find these guys? Scroll to the fucking show notes.
They'll be there too.
Yeah, we'll have all their information in the show notes below. Just check it out. Follow them on social media. Support them on Bandcamp. Support underground artists like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Like an alpha fucker.
Like an alpha fucker. Support underground like an alpha fucker.
Mm-hmm.
Swaff. But anyway, we're going to shut the fuck up and we're going to leave. Until next week, I've been Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okame.
Shades on.
Back to the 2000s.
Is life what you make it? If so, then let's take it. And we'll fake it till we make it.